Sitting next to me now is Sibusiwe, who is the wife to Sthembiso Mazibuko. Good morning, Ma, and thank you so much for making time for us this morning.
Thank you.
Can you take us back to the moment that you got the call that Sthembiso says she?
First of all, they came around, I think it was 9 o'clock. I have read it from the news that one of the members was killed, and I knew there's something wrong at that time because I was calling him and he was not responding. His phone was on and I was sending him messages, and I found out around 9 after everyone had found out about his passing. That's why I found out.
What do you mean after everyone had found out?
The family members, the media, I have even read it on the news, but that they didn't say the name. But I've read it on the news that there was a police who's been shot and killed in the Newzroom area.
Yeah. And at which point did it become clear to you that this is actually Sthembiso?
It came clear when I saw everyone arriving in my house that there was something wrong. Yes.
Yeah. Can you take us to that moment?
We have cameras in my house, so when I look at them and I was like, why everyone is here and why everyone is talking on WhatsApp and crying about, oh my God, what had happened, and I don't know about it. And I don't even know the time of his passing. They told me it was 3, someone told me it was 2, someone told me, I don't know when he passed away. Yeah. Yes.
And the difficulty for you in all of that, because you had just given birth as well, you have a young baby, 2 other children as well, and all 3 of them being left behind.
Yeah, it's very difficult because now I have to raise the kids by myself, and I don't have anyone to help with except my parents. Yes.
I was speaking to one of your colleagues earlier on, and they were saying that, you know, in moments like these, unfortunately, you'd find that for the children that are left behind, most of them, the only memory that they'll have is what is in a picture. And I guess that will be the case for your 2 youngest children as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you remember him? How do you describe him to them?
He was a loving husband. He loved his kids, especially the young ones, because we were not having kids for so long and we wanted to have kids. And we couldn't have kids, so when it was time for us to have kids, we have kids from this year and the next year, and everyone was laughing at us for having kids like that. But
so the kids back to back.
Yeah, they're 11 months apart.
They're 11 months apart, yeah.
Yes, and we were so happy. We didn't care what everyone said. We didn't care.
Yeah. And how was he as a father?
He was a good father. He waked up every morning at 6 o'clock. And making sure that the kids are fed. He bathed the kids. It was like he knew he was not going to be here for so long. Yeah.
And on that last day, do you remember the last conversation that you had with him?
The last conversation we had, he told me that he loved me. He was sorry for everything he did. Because I met him when I was 18. He said he's sorry for everything he did. Yeah, and that was it. He wanted us to talk until midnight, and I was like, I want to sleep because I'm going to work in the morning. He was like, no, you're not going to work tomorrow? And I was like, why? He was like, no, you're not going to work tomorrow. What if I'm not there to protect you? Yeah, that was his words.
And that was it?
Yes.
Sure, and now having to continue life without him, how are you coping?
Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Yeah. Because at the time of his passing, I told myself he was on deployment. But now I just realize he's not on deployment because he's not coming back. And every time when there's a problem, I take my phone and call him. And I've just realized, oh my God, he's not here. Yeah.
And now, unfortunately, life has to continue, and it continues without him. Do you know whether the suspects have been apprehended?
I don't know.
So as it stands now, you don't know whether anyone has been brought to book for your husband's murder?
No, I don't know anything. Yes.
What's your message to South Africans this morning?
If they know any criminals, they should come forward. Yes.
And the respect for the police?
I think I will have the respect for the police when they tell me what happened on the day of my husband's passing, because I have heard so many stories about his passing. Yes. And my husband was well trained. He even trained me. What they told me he did on the day of his passing, he was always telling me not to do it if someone comes to our house. So I just want to know what happened on the day of his passing.